to another Colorful Keto with Dori. We're doing something really cool today, and we're meeting a fellow Canadian, and it's really kind of cool because this is somebody that I met by accident, came up in my Facebook suggestions, and we have a friend in common. And not just a regular friend, someone I went to junior high with. So, hello! I just had my coffee.
Hey, perfect. That's great. Yes. What's in this coffee?
Smooth. Happy Thursday!
Happy Thursday. You're pretty colorful today.
I'm colorful every day. Anybody who hasn't been here before, the lights in the kitchen it's kind of my thing.
Very cool. Very cool.
Fun. All the party is always in the kitchen, right?
Perfect. That's how it should be, right?
Yeah.
That's the most exciting place to be.
Yes. So I'm just telling everybody that we haven't actually met yet. I see a princess in the background. Hello.
There's my little girl. You want to come say hi? That's right. We haven't actually met. We've only connected on Facebook, actually, because you popped up as a ketoer.
Well, and I think my favorite feature of Facebook that you might know this person based on you have 1 million friends in common.
Exactly. So it's funny how that works out, and it shows you how well connected everything is when you start just randomly finding interesting people, and you get to connect with them, and they find out they have similar interests. So it's much easier to meet people just online nowadays.
Yes, and I was telling them that you know a girl I went to junior high with. So
yeah.
Really, how small is the world?
Well, exactly. It's ridiculous how small things have gotten, how easy it has made technology to connect people and really grow a community and be able to interact with different people.
Yes, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about growing our Canadian community. So first, I want you to tell everybody about you, about what you do, and where we can find you online.
Of course. So my name is Ja-On Hillman. I am a massage therapist and an osteopathic manual practitioner. Now that doesn't, I'm not a physician. I'm not anyone who's particularly will be seen as an expert when it comes to nutrition or diet or medications or anything like that. So I'm just going to say that first of all, that my focus is always working with people who are dealing with musculoskeletal pain, injuries, or, there's a whole host of other concerns that we could be having. Maybe people are having digestion problems. Maybe they're having even headaches or joint pain. And that's when we want to step in and investigate, see what's going on, and act as a little bit of crowd control. So direct people to the appropriate resources, whether it's talking to a keto community or talking to a dietitian to take a look at how they're eating on a daily basis, because let's get realistic, sometimes when we are confronted with our food, we lie a little bit.
No, I never hid food, hoarded food, pretended food. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. We're all completely innocent when it comes to doing these sort of things. So quite often when people come to see us, we're able to talk to them about maybe some of the deficiencies because they don't see it coming, and from there we can't make any strong recommendations, but we can direct people to where they do need to go. And quite often it does end up with people asking us about what keto is, or that crazy bacon diet, or whatever they want to call it, right?
I love it. I won't lie. Bacon is what brought me to the keto side.
That's fair, yeah.
To start keto, I actually kind of fell into it. I got roped in by the diet shakes. I'm not going to lie. My girlfriend found the latest diet shake, and it happened to be called Keto. And when it arrived, she did a little research, and she messaged, said, "Oh my God, Dori, I found a whole diet." And I swore. And yeah. I never said diet, girl. I said I would drink a shake with you because I'm very stuck in that diet mentality. Take a shake, have a pill, easy fix. In 2 weeks, you can lose 20 pounds. And when she sent me a few videos, I started watching them. And I hated the guy. I was like, I don't like your face, diet guy. And he said bacon. And I said, "Let me, my friend."
You can't go wrong.
I tell people all the time, just wander around and mutter under your breath. Keto? bacon.
Yeah.
Bacon. And
yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm a big fan of bacon. There's nothing wrong with bacon,
Yeah.
The only time I will say watch out is when you're eating 5 pounds of it a day. Then there's a problem.
Well, who can afford 5 pounds of bacon a day?
Well, realistically, I wish I was that person who could afford that sort of thing.
Me too. And then we could have a maid and people to do the laundry. That's what I really hate.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I'm a massage therapist. We do so much laundry. We actually have dedicated laundry facilities in our facility just purely for that thing, right?
Yes. So I want to talk to you today a little bit about healthy and a hectic lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling this is something that you deal with regularly in your practice, as I know I do regularly in my group. And how do we counteract that? I don't have time to be healthy. I don't have time to cook good meals. And I don't have time to, get the movement in. I don't have time to relax. I don't have time to get proper sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, and let's be honest, our life isn't going to get any less hectic. So how do you recommend your clients incorporate healthier habits in everyday living?
Well, the first thing I really want to examine with people is what they actually think they need to do.
Okay.
It's very common. We'll have people come in and say, I don't exercise. Well, why don't you exercise? Well, I just don't have 3 to 4 hours a day to exercise. Well, nobody really does that. Nobody does that.
I know a few people who do, but they're pretty buff.
Yeah, and usually they're competitive. They're athletes of some sort. It's their career.
Yes, they're bodybuilders, and that's literally their job. That's what they do. So yeah, they go to the gym 5 or 6 hours a day, whereas you and I would take that time to go to our work.
A job, correct? Yeah. I really want people to even start off with the bare minimum. I'm going to give you a couple exercises. I want you to do these for 10 minutes a day. That's it. Go for a walk. Sometimes I even trick them, tell them I need to get you walking or else you're going to be sore. And then they come back and they go, wait a minute, you actually tricked me into doing some exercise.
Hey now.
I really hate you there, and sometimes that's really what it takes for them to really wake up and realize that it isn't an hour or 2 hours. It's just a matter of doing small, constant steps, being able to duplicate patterns and keep going for a long period of times. And for a lot of things, it's when it comes to exercise, it's not trying to get a person to change their whole lifestyle into this fantastic, healthy, dream that we all visualize. It's just getting the person to work out for one more day every day. Just keep them going, moving along. And it's the same thing with our diets. We don't want people to never eat chips because, come on, let's get real. We have to be really realistic with these things, but we do want them to maintain a consistent behavior and a consistent pattern just for one more week or one more month, just going for a little bit longer. Don't quit now. Keep going just a little more. I promise you it's going to get a lot better. It's going to get a lot easier and you'll get the results that you're looking for. Just don't quit yet.
Well, and that's, I think, a theme that we go over in group all of the time. Yes, it's slow going. But quitting now isn't going to make you progress any quicker. No, if you change your diet, you're probably not going to lose 10 pounds in a week. You're probably not. Some people do. If they have a lot of weight to lose and they've been eating very, very poorly, you can change your diet. You can lose a lot of water weight right away. But it's not the average success for everybody. So how do you battle that diet mentality that, I'm eating healthy for 4 days and I haven't lost any weight yet, so I'm just going to eat nuts?
Yeah. Well, one of the big things that I really try to educate a lot of clients is the difference between weight loss and fat loss. Okay. We always talk about wanting to lose weight. What we're really talking about is wanting to lose fat, look a little sexier, look a little leaner, more athletic, whatever it is. But it really comes down to the weight loss, because even if you're just starting a lifestyle change, whether it's keto or whatever it is, you have that initial weight loss. And people get excited, and there's always that jerk who comes around and says, yeah, it's just water weight. It's not really fat, so you didn't lose any weight. But you know what? They're right. It is actually water weight that you've lost. But the best part is most of that is from inflammation, from gut inflammation. So now you're having this consistent change of losing this water weight because you're getting inflammation out of your system. You're reducing your blood sugar levels. You're affecting your A1C levels. So all that is going to be changing very quickly. Things will start getting better as you're getting away from the processed foods and getting more into the vegetables and, things like that. And then gradually, as that starts turning over, your gut system will start moving and working a little better, getting the nutrients out of the food at a much more effective rate. And then you'll start losing some fat loss. But it is one of those things that does take a little bit of time. Now, you guys probably talk about the whoosh effect a lot.
We do. And you know what? Doctor I talked to says it's not a real thing. And I'm like, dude, it's a real thing. I know
it's a real thing.
Because it happens to me. It happens to my ladies. Hundreds, thousands of ladies have messaged me and said, what's with the whoosh thing, Dori? And literally, the doctor says, oh, it's not a real thing, Dori. It's
a real thing. It's a real thing. And have you seen how it's the theory on how it works?
I have.
Okay.
Why don't you explain it? Because I have a feeling much more eloquent than how Dori said.
I don't know about that, but again, I'm going to say this is a purely theoretical model. There is no real research on it, but the generalized theory on it is when you're overweight, you have an additional fat storage in your system. You have fat cells, and they're filled with triglycerides. So as you start burning weight or burning calories, your body starts pulling those energy stores out, so it drains them out. But to keep it efficient, because the body's always ready to go back into that preservation mode, it fills up those little cells with water to keep them readily accessible. And that's why you don't really lose any weight. You're not losing a lot of size overall. And give it about 6 weeks, I find, then you're going to wake up one day and you'll lose a ton of weight. Okay, as those water cells drain out, or the fat cells get turned off, essentially. They get shut down, turned off, drain out entirely, and it's almost like you pee out 6 pounds, but you don't. I don't know where it goes. I don't really know what happens there. But my personal experience with that was, I was a few years ago, we were doing a weight loss bet with some friends. 1 month, how quick can we get in shape? And I got about 2 weeks in, and I'm looking at myself going, oh, I'm going to lose. Like, I'm going to lose really badly. This isn't good at all. I haven't really lost a lot of weight. I've lost a little bit of weight, but I'm looking really pudgy around the center. I'm not looking good at all. And my friends are calling me fat. So went to the gym, worked out with my friend. That's what guys do, right? Guys do that sort of thing. And he's looking at me. He's like, "You're in trouble. You're not gonna win. Thanks for throwing this bet." And I said, I can't change anything now. I've just got to keep going on and hope that something catches on. Okay, instead of drastically changing anything. And that's the panic mode that everyone goes through when they're on a diet. They're going, it's not working. I've got to change something. Well, don't. Just keep going for a little bit longer. Keep going. Don't quit. And so I woke up the next morning, looked in the mirror, and I'm like, holy, I got a complete 6-pack here. This is fantastic. I weighed myself. I'm down about 7 pounds. Going, what's going on? And it made such a big difference. I took a picture, sent it to my workout partner before we got to the gym. He goes, oh my God, it just fell off of you. Like, yeah. So that day at the gym, I'm running on the treadmill, holding my shorts with my other hand because they kept falling off of me. So it's a very true story.
And it can happen really quickly, too. In all honesty, it really depends where you are in your journey. And I want to take a moment to kind of pay homage to that. Because if you're starting keto and you're at your last 40 or your last 20 pounds, like I was, I didn't lose any weight right away. Mm-hmm. Zero, nothing, not a bubkiss. It took 6 full months of healthy eating, changing my diet, slowly lowering my carbs, increasing my fat, keeping on it. If I had looked in that time and said, okay, I haven't lost any weight, I'm giving up, I wasn't focused on the number. I kind of thought of it this way. I'm going to make a healthy life change. I'm going to do it for me. If I lose weight, I lose weight. If I don't, oh, well, I guess. And maybe that wasn't the best way to go into it. But for me, if I had started stressed out about lost 5 pounds, 2 pounds, I'm not losing weight, I would have given up.
Not 1 minute.
Oh, it's okay. You let her.
You go upstairs if you like. I'll be right up. Or you can wait for me right here. Go hide under the blanket for a minute.
Or you could tell me what's your favorite food.
What's your favorite food? It's whatever. So
I'm shy.
But you're right. It does depend on where you are in your journey. You know, absolutely. And your mileage may vary depending on the person, of course.
And something else I kind of wanted to tackle is, if you're doing something, is that always going to work? Because I found in my personal journey, when I first started, there was a lot of low-carb foods or questionable sweetener foods, and I could eat them and affecting me. But now down the road, I'm about 2.5 years in. Just don't work for me anymore. So let's talk a little bit about
Sorry, I missed you there for a second. It just cut out for a second.
So let's talk a little bit about switching up your game.
Okay. Yeah.
If you go for, a year or 2 years and you've hit a stall.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
For your clients at that point, because they're doing it right.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They're eating the right foods, they're moving their bodies, and all of a sudden it seems like, wow, this isn't working anymore.
Right. Especially when people that I know are using like very strict keto-based diets and they've hit a stall and they're not getting anywhere. At that point in time, I start really wondering, is there something that's limiting their ability, whether it's their digestive system, their hormonal system? And that might be a case where you make a recommendation over to the medical community and get them to take a look. Might be a recommendation to go talk to a professional like a naturopath. Even something like that, a dietitian. And quite often I'll even tell them, stop. Let's look at something that's going to be a little bit more vegetable based, and reevaluate it for a period of time at that point. So the other one I tell people is take a look at the Mediterranean based diet. Because if you really look at the difference between a keto and a Mediterranean diet, it can be as small as a slice of toast.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be some sort of huge sweeping change. In fact, to make it easier for a lot of my clients when it comes to explaining the differences between diets, I tell them they're all about the same. It's just the difference is that you're taking away things that you're sensitive to. Okay? So, like with, say, Plant Paradox, with Dr. Gundry, he takes away lectins. That's the sensitivity point he takes away from. When it comes to keto, sensitivities to carbohydrates. So we take away the carbohydrates. And it really is all about that, because even on the most baconized keto diet, we still have to have all the good vegetables and good healthy fats.
Yes.
We still need those things.
I usually recommend my ladies switch it up a little. Eliminate dairy for a week. Eliminate nut for a week or two. Up your veg. Eat a little bit less veg. Less fat. These are things we need to play around with on our own. What for me, ratio-wise, for macros, might not work for you.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because I find a lot of harshness in the keto community sometimes. People call them keto cops or Nazis or Nazis. So talk a little bit about that. There's just one way to keto, right? Like either you do it right or you're awful and you should.
Yeah. It's, there's, people get a little bit crazy about it. And depending on how strict people are wanting to be, I always ask them the question, especially when they're doing keto, are you tracking your blood ketone levels? Do you do that? Do you track your blood sugar levels? And most of the time, even the most hardcore people are saying, no, I don't do that sort of thing. But then you don't really know if you're in ketosis. And again, it's not really a big deal if you're not in it, as long as you're making improvements and getting healthier, because you want to chase health. You don't want to chase ketosis.
Yes.
More than anything. And so I do find a lot of people who are very into the keto lifestyle are really low carb than anything. And that's okay. If it's working for you and you're healthy, your blood sugars are fine. If your triglyceride levels are fine in your bloodstream, we're good. Are you being medically supervised? You need to be supervised.
Okay. This is an awesome transition, because I wanted to talk to you about this too. Producing ketones equals weight loss. Yes, I have people who message me and say, "Okay, Dori, I've been eating keto for 2 weeks. I'm under 20 carbs, my ketones are this, but I'm not losing any weight. What's up?
Yeah, quite commonly, they're eating too much.
I'm doing all the things. So explain I'm in ketosis, how I'm not losing weight. So let's talk about what ketosis is as opposed to weight loss. Because guess what? They don't hold hands together. They're not necessarily high school sweethearts, and they don't stroll side by side.
No, and quite often they don't like each other very much too. So, I mean, there's the thing too, right? So ketosis can be beneficial depending on the need, and I think most people really need to understand why they're looking at it. If they're doing it for weight loss, there's not a correlation between them. In fact, down in the States, if you were to say that you're using ketones or ketosis or something for weight loss specifically, you can get slapped down pretty hard because it's not approved by the FDA down in the States, nor is it approved by Health Canada up here either. So that's a big thing. Maintaining a healthy diet and tracking your macros and taking a good, important look at how things are changing using multiple metrics for your results are going to be the best ways to do it. For example, do you weigh yourself? Are you measuring, weighing yourself on a regular basis? Are you measuring with different clothes? Are you using body measurements around specific points? Are you using body caliper testing, using a bod pod, or using the electrical impedance machines to track your lean body mass versus your fat mass? Those are the better ways to do it, as opposed to, hey, look, I'm at 2.0 millimoles of ketones in my bloodstream. Obviously I'm going to be losing weight, because that's not true at all. You really need to have the metrics that are actually objective for that sort of goal.
Yes. Now, I would love to talk a little bit about body recomposition with keto.
Right.
Because we have just met, so you don't really know my full history. I started my weight loss journey with a surgery. I had and I lost a lot of weight really fast. But what didn't change was the shape of my body. I still had 4 distinct back rolls. I still had 3 distinct stomach rolls. I still had all of the exact same shape of my body, but it started to get smaller. It wasn't until I found keto and intermittent fasting and found the benefits of autophagy that I started to see a change in the shape of my body. And let's be honest, that's what I was looking for. I really didn't care if I was a size 26 or a size 14. What I cared about was the shape of my body.
Absolutely. And I've had clients who started a journey to lose some weight, and I mentioned to them, you do need to be active. You do need to promote the body shape. You do need to work specific muscles to develop good strength and good body recomposition. And a lot of times they don't want to. They just want to lose the weight. Okay, I just want to lose the weight, and then I'm going to start exercising. So they do, and they're always upset about themselves after doing it for a year. They've lost, 7.
Oh, I think you're frozen.
But I just feel like a smaller version of me. So that creates a big problem.
So how do we work on that? How do we work on improving the shape of our body and also the elasticity of the skin? Because this is that I struggle with, my ladies struggle with. Do you see me trying to cut? It's kind of. So how do we work on that? I mean, I exercise my jaw really long. I'm just saying.
So when it comes to the skin composition, you definitely need to be looking at 2 things. And these are 2 things that we're really big about at my clinic. It's because we focus a lot more on just longevity, or at least that's my personal interest, focusing on longevity, is skin health. So 2 main components, 3 main components that you need for joint and skin health is going to be hydration, of course. Right? Going to need the mobility and the ability to allow your body to stretch, to move, to maintain its health, and clear out all the junk throughout the cellular system. And the third thing is, we need to take a look at the inner workings of the physiology of the body. So collagen, which is the actual basic building blocks of the entire system. You start losing your elasticity as you get a little bit older, as you start losing weight. We want to maintain the stretchiness, the rubber band type. And that comes from having a healthy collagen placed into your system. The second component that I'm really a big fan of is actually hyaluronic acid, which they put into makeup.
Okay.
Okay, hyaluronic acid is you put on your skin. You can take it in a pill form. You can take a powder. You can take a drink. There's all these different methods, and what it does is it bonds to water. Okay, and it actually transports fluids from the outside of the cell to the inside of the cell. So everyone's had that, especially if they're doing keto and they haven't been using their minerals and their salts. Is they're drinking all this water, their skin is dry, they're peeing every 5 minutes, and they feel bloated and puffy, right? Okay, I mean, that's a common keto thing when you're not properly nutritionally balanced, right? So by adding the hyaluronic acid, it helps to shuttle the fluids from the outside of the cells to the inside, and it gives you lubrication in your joints. It retains the fluid and promotes good, healthy skin. It actually gets rid of wrinkles and acts like WD-40 throughout your entire joint system.
Ooh, so I have to ask you, how important is early skin care? I'm gonna tell you a secret. I ain't never done that. Like,
okay.
I'm in my 40s. I wash my face with antibacterial soap and I put hand cream on that.
Yeah.
But I've never had issues. When I was younger, my skin was glowing, and now with keto, it still does. But I can't say that I invest any time, effort, or money into the health of my skin. And now in my 40s, oh my God, what's going to happen? I'm still old. I have an age spot. I have an age spot.
Well, I try to avoid that too, because as you said, the 40s aren't always so easy. And I was happy. When I got into the 40s, it hit me nice and easy. I didn't really have any problems. So I kind of rolled into it nice and easy. But I do put a big emphasis on skin health. And now, because now that I know about it more, I should have known that more as a massage therapist, but I'm also a guy, and guys don't think about that sort of thing. Okay. So women have this wonderful protective mechanism that protects their skin. Okay. It's called the hormone system. Okay, so women naturally have thinner skin than men. Guys tend to have thicker skin. We say that, kind of in joking, saying you have thick skin, right? But guys actually do have a thicker skin. Hi, little girl. So guys have a thicker skin, so we start degenerating it at about the same rate as women, but it just takes longer because we have more. And when we get about 35 or so, we start losing about 3% of our skin density every year. Okay, so that's scary. Now for women, as I said, they're protected by the hormone system, but you have to look at some of the hormone changes that women do tend to go through on a monthly basis, as well as having kids or, going through menopause. Okay, those are the main triggers that all of a sudden cause the skin to lose their elasticity and start thinning out at an accelerated rate. I mean, you're in your 40s, so I can say this. Everyone remembers that girl who is, in high school, perfect skin, gorgeous, pops out one kid, and it's like, oh my God, what happened to you? It's like the skin just aged overnight, and that's mainly the thing. They had a big disturbance in their hormone system, and the skin literally lost some of its elasticity, its hydration, and the overall health. So it's a big deal. Thankfully, keto does give you a lot of fats in your diet, which is very beneficial for maintaining healthy skin. I would just tell people, make sure you're throwing in a good collagen supplement in addition. And it has to be a high-quality one, otherwise it's going to give you gut problems. They'll give you indigestion and that sort of thing. So as long as you're good, you do your research, and you understand what the importance is, it's pretty easy to find the good stuff.
And what if hormones are an issue? Because some of my ladies they're pre-post, they're in the middle of menopause, they're having hormonal issues. We have a lot of ladies with thyroid issues and PCOS. So How does it relate to skincare? Because let's be honest, we know it's all tied in there together. Hormones, diet, exercise, all of it. So what extra precautions do you need to be looking at if you're dealing with hyper or hypothyroid, PCOS, menopause?
Right. So one of the big things, and this has to do with pretty much anyone who's doing keto, is make sure your liver is healthy. You have good liver health, good liver function. Okay. So one of the big things I do recommend a lot of my clients to do, and as silly as it sounds, and it really freaking works, actually, works well for just kind of getting things going, is just a lemon water cleanse. So first thing in the morning, squeeze half of a lemon in some warm water and drink it. Okay. Wakes up the liver system, stimulates the release of bile through the gallbladder and the liver, which acts as a cleaning agent. And somebody's bouncing my camera everywhere. Don't touch, little girl. Okay, we're dancing a little bit. You're moving me around here. Okay, so that's going to be one of the big things to do. And I would always want to build a relationship with somebody who does some work with liver health, for example. That's going to be a big thing. There are herbs that can be beneficial, but I'm not really the expert on looking at herbs other than saying that adaptogenic herbs like the cordyceps and reishi mushrooms, things like that, are great energy balancers, and they can possibly have some positive benefit on health of your hormone and liver system. But I'd want to talk to a naturopath or a Chinese medicine doctor or something about that sort of thing. But that's a big topic.
And
that's
what about
a really big
something
topic.
like a lymphatic?
Well, the lymphatic drainage. It's always an important thing to keep the garbage trucks of your system going and cleaned out. It's a slightly different mechanism than the liver is. You can have a healthy lymphatic system, but if your liver is running a little bit of downtrodden, it's not going to give you the best bang for your buck. So definitely take a look at that. Of course, if you know somebody who does lymphatic drainage, that's fantastic. Those are your garbage collectors in your whole system. Thank you. That's the massage lotion. I can give you a massage in a little bit. Okay. But when you start looking at liver health, you definitely want to be looking at an entirely different mechanism. Interestingly enough, when people are having liver concerns, and I don't mean pathological, I just mean effectiveness or efficiencies of that organ, you can experience some back pain. Around the bra strap level, about T7, T8 in your mid-back. So that constant aching pain that's chirping up on a regular basis, that can be an indication that just the liver is a little stuck. It's not moving the way we like to, and instead of a nice fluid movement, it's just jammed up a little bit.
Okay, so I'd love to finish up talking about some of the pitfalls of keto and how we can avoid those. So some of the things I hear blamed on keto that may or may not be keto related. Top of the list. Dori, I've started keto. I'm freaking losing all my hair. What am I going to do?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a big one, isn't it? Okay, so when that sort of thing happens, I'd be even suggesting maybe you want to talk to your doctor or physician and get some of your blood levels checked. You could be dealing with, you're going to be definitely dealing with some hormonal issues, so I'd want to talk to the professional about that very specifically. I'd also really want to question, maybe this isn't for you. It just might not be the right thing. And it's not going to be a very... There's no real easy answer with that. It's not like just put a little bit of Himalayan salt in your water. This is like, okay, your hair is falling out. We need to really examine why this is going on, because even with me, I couldn't even say what specifically would be the cause. So you need some professional advice in that sort of situation. You want a candy? No, thank you. I'm pretty good, thank you. So find a professional, get some good information on that, but it's going to be digging deep a little bit on that one, finding yes, you can have some. Finding out some deep answers that way. But there's a lot of issues that could be going on there. That's the thing. When people start losing their hair, that's a red flag. That's something your body is saying, maybe something's not quite right. So get some help, get some advice, professional advice, I'm not saying that don't trust the keto community whatsoever. By all means, people have experiences, they have their stories, and those have power. But I would hate to have a situation where it turned to some...
Exactly. And just ladies, it's not keto related. Now, when I had my weight loss surgery, I lost a lot of hair. And that was due to shock to my body. So if you lose 100 pounds in 6 months, you might lose hair due to body shock, and that could level out within 6 months. But if it doesn't, it's really not keto related at all, and it probably has something to do with how your body's functioning.
Yeah. So there's something there for sure.
Let's talk about keto flu, because I actually had a lady message me one time, and she said, "Okay, Dori, I'm all set. I'm ready to start keto. I just need to figure out a time when I can be sick for 2 weeks." And then and I was like, "You don't have to be sick for 2 weeks, though." She's like, "But the keto flu, I'm gonna get the keto flu." So not everybody does, but how can people avoid the keto flu?
Well, I've never had the keto flu really, so I can't really speak on whether it's what it's like. But whenever I go into looking and doing some sort of keto diet for myself, I'm always making sure that I've got some accessories, some exogenic ketones, whether it's MCT oil, whatever MCT oil that you want to use very specifically. It doesn't matter which one. Focusing on maybe Bulletproof Coffee a little bit more. I know that's a brand name trademark, but it's still the same thing. I'd want to be looking at that. There's also the exogenic ketones, like there's a variety of BHBs that you could use, and I found those were very beneficial at times. They are costly, but they are really effective, and they sure beat feeling terrible. Focusing on your mineral content would be a big thing as well. Making sure that you're tracking your blood sugar levels, because you could be having a catastrophe. I did have a client who told me she was going to do keto, and I was like, well, okay, keep me informed. And she would send me pictures of her ketone levels, and her ketone levels through her blood got something up to like 6 or 7 millimoles. I was like, that's not good. Then she sent me her blood sugar levels, and her blood sugar levels were 8 or 9. I was like, you got to get off of this right now. No, I want to lose weight. No, like you're potentially really going into ketoacidosis, and that's a bad position to be in. You need to stop this right now. So,
talked about ketones and weight loss not going hand in hand. So having that level of ketones doesn't guarantee you the weight loss you're striving for anyways.
Exactly. And it's people chase the ketones a little too much. They try to get into ketosis because they feel that's going to be the magic bullet that's going to solve their problems. And it really isn't. Having a healthy lifestyle is going to make the big difference more than anything. Are there benefits? Yes, for sure. There are fantastic physiological benefits you can get from having a state of ketosis. I'm not really going to talk about those right now because some of them are questionable and some are up in the air, but there are some benefits, of course. But for weight loss, that's not really the place I'd want to be, putting my focus on, That's not saying that I say there's no value. I'm saying there is fantastic value in it. It's just you need to look at what your goal is. Is your goal to have a healthier lifestyle or go for a massage? Or is your goal to get higher ketone levels? They're very different things, like you said. They're not interrelated.
Well, and I feel like higher ketone levels are important for other things. Mm-hmm. If you're using epilepsy,
you can wait.
To treat brain conditions, to treat things like ADHD or dementia, then the level of ketones becomes very important. It's much more important. But for every day, for the average Joe down the street who wants to lose 20 pounds, ketones aren't the end-all, be-all. Fat burning.
Exactly.
Get into fat burning. Because one of the most common questions I get is, how do I know when I'm burning fat? How do I know when I'm in ketosis if I'm not using strict fat?
Right. How do you know if you're in ketosis without using, the strips aren't reliable that's the biggest thing, there's no reliability for those things. Like, sure, they might measure there's ketones in your system because you're peeing them out, but when your body becomes more fat adapted, why would your body be peeing out a viable source of fuel? It's going to keep it in there. So you're going to lose a lot of results. Now, they started testing a lot more with people using breath. I don't know how reliable it is. But, some people do start to experience the juicy fruit breath, the sweet, fruity breath when they're getting into the state of ketosis. I feel like that weatherman or whatever, that was on the news a little while ago and, doing a national broadcast and little kids kept crawling in the back, right? So how can you tell if you're getting it? Yeah, I know, it's okay, though. How can you tell if you're in ketosis? You really can't without being objective about it. Whereas me, like I did it for a week, and I was in deep ketosis, and I would stay in ketosis when I was eating carbohydrates even. I could go over sushi and still be in there. But it wasn't really meaning I was losing weight just by existing. It was just the state that I was in. Yeah. Somebody's going to play with her gun.
Well, and that's the difference between the keto and low carb. Now, I won't lie. When I started keto, I wasn't keto. I only thought I was keto, and really, I was low carb if it fits your macros. I was eating all kinds of junk that I shouldn't. But I'll tell you what, I would have got up on my soapbox and been like, I'm keto, I don't think I am. Fight me. Fight me. Keto. So sometimes it has to do with, what do you know about keto? I thought I was keto because I was eating low carb, but I wasn't adding extra fat. So for 6 months, I was like, I am so keto, and I wasn't really.
But were you looking to be in keto, or were you looking for a strong community of like-minded people that you could belong to and have a sense of passion and sensible communications with?
I had no idea then. I didn't know that there was a community. I heard keto by accident, and I just started to Google, because I knew keto was low carb. So when it was pizza night, I Googled low carb pizza. When it was spaghetti, I Googled low carb vegetables that I could have for spaghetti. And I just started doing that. And I did that for 6 whole months on my own. And one of my girlfriends noticed the post I made and said, oh my God, Dori, are you keto? I'm going to add my keto groups. And I was like, it's a
thing, yeah. It's a huge community. It
is. And I literally had no idea. I was just out there doing it on my own. I had Google, I had YouTube, and I had my search engine, and that was it. It was me against the world, and I was figuring out keto all by myself. I didn't even know other people doing it.
Yeah. This crazy diet, eh? So.
Oh. Then what's into that community? Some of it's really awesome.
Yeah.
And groups I encountered were really not. And it scared me a lot. Because a lot of high school drama.
Yeah.
Of bad information out there. Like some groups have really, really bad information. So you have to have a base knowledge of keto before you run into any group. Because if you know nothing, then you're at the mercy of whoever happens to say, hey, I know all about keto.
Yeah, and it can be dangerous. You can get some really bad information. You can get some very bad people who are misinformed, who maybe got everything off of Pinterest, and that's where there's some serious problems.
And I think that if that's your struggle, then invest in a coach.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't have to spend money in keto. You can figure it out on your own. But if you're not all that good at weighing out the good information from the bad, if you're not a researcher, if you don't want to spend, let's be honest, days, weeks, months digging into everything, then get someone on your side who has a good base of knowledge and can point you in the right direction.
Yeah, you're going to invest either time or money in your health. Either one, maybe both, but you just have to be aware that there is going to be an investment to do it properly.
Yes. So, is there anything that you have up and coming on your social media that we should be looking for? And let's go over again before we leave where we can find you on all the medias.
Absolutely. I don't have anything coming up, but I took a little hiatus away from doing Facebook Lives, but now I'm getting back into doing a regular Facebook Live. And usually it's in regards to some sort of health measure, whether it's exercise or longevity, things like that. Even I talk a little bit about bulletproof coffee at times too, which is always nice, right? Everyone loves that bulletproof coffee. I use it every day, honestly. But you can find me. I think it's Instagram is Ja-On Hillman. On Instagram, so JaonHillman. on Instagram, and you can also find me on Facebook. If you just type in Ja-On Hillman on Facebook, you should be able to find me that way. So I'd be more than happy to connect with anyone, answer questions, whatever you need to do, because this is fun. You know, this is amazing being able to reach out and touch and talk to different people in different communities. And it's great seeing people who are like-minded, who have a general interest in longevity and living better.
And Canadians.
Canadians.
We're the best. Like,
Canadians are a lot more fun. They always are more fun.
That's right. We bring the lights, we bring the fun, and we always have that can-do attitude.
Exactly.
You know, we fight winter.
Exactly, because we're so damn cold up here. That's why we have fun, right? We've got to keep moving to stay warm.
That's right. We got to keep it going. Well, Thank you so much for your time. And I think we need to book a time to do this again next month. And
absolutely.
Focus a little bit more on exercise and movement. I know some of my ladies are really interested in getting some of that going.
Love to do that. We'll set something up, and then we'll make up a post and do it all over again.
Yay! Thanks so much for your time. And say hi to Mariah for me if you see her.
I will. Sounds good, Dory.
Take care. Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, there we go. How fun was that? I absolutely love meeting new keto people, and especially people from Canada. Just saying, I'm in a sea of my U.S. friends, and I don't mind. I love y'all too. I even say y'all for y'all. So I'm going to get back our song to dance out. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Stay tuned. Tomorrow is Friday, so we're going to do Fun Flavor Friday. Secret, I haven't decided what we're making yet. I know, always so prepared, Dory. But tune in tomorrow, and we will be making something fun. I know that for sure. It'll be fun. It'll be delicious. It'll be easy. I just don't know what it'll be. So, have an awesome day, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Check all the links when this is posted, and find our new friend on all his social media. Have an awesome day.